Avida.
Bunker.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Appreciate each and every one of you joining us tonight. Yes, we are down 2 people. Apologize for that. You know, my boy Philly Foothills, him and his family are taking a vacation, a long-needed one. They've had a lot go on, so, you know, God bless to them and all their family, and, you know, I hope you're being safe, bro. And then Gio, you know, he had a family thing going on tonight, and he couldn't make it, so me and Vic are here holding it down, and we're going to talk some Eagles football, and then, you know, we will definitely be opening up the lines and bringing some people in and getting some takes with them as well. I will be going behind camera tonight. I'm just not 100% if you guys saw on Twitter. So I really don't want to be like on here. So, but definitely want to be here to talk. So appreciate you guys. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, nothing much, my guy. Yeah, man. First of all, let me just say, shout out to Gio, the fam, everybody out there. T's and P's. I mean, my everything goes out to you. Hope everything's right. Foothills, yeah, him and the fam, much deserved vacation. I hope they're having a great time. Hope they're having the time of their lives when they come back, refreshed. You know what I mean, just loving everything. And you, my guy, listen, you gotta understand something. Once we get into a certain age, we can't be, you know, doing those young moves. We can't be out there playing baseball anymore. I mean, you can't do that. You can't. The time's up.
No, my time's never up, man.
No, listen.
Till I can't walk
doing
anymore.
young men activities. Oh, that's definitely over.
No, do you want to know the story to it real fast? You want to know the story to it real fast? It was a real freak accident, man. I was standing on third. This guy, Dom, it was his first game back, and he comes up to the plate, and he starts looking down third base. Instantly, in my mind, I'm like, bro, why the fuck you looking at me? Go that way. Like, there's a whole field that way. Like, don't, dude, it just something in my bone told me to look out, you know. But it was so bang, bang, and he hit a hard one right down the baseline, right at me. And it was a ground ball, but it must have hit a pebble or something, right? So it jumped up, and I mean, dude, it slammed me in the side of the knee, and it fell directly below me. So when I jumped and I landed, my heel landed on the ball, and it just completely torqued my knee and just. So it was a freak accident. It wasn't like something that I could control, you know.
Yeah, but rough. But the batter knew what he was doing. He saw a hole in that defense. He knew where he wanted to put that ball.
Yeah, right into my right knee. So we got some people to shout out. Yo, BLSG, as always, you are the first one. Appreciate you, sir. When someone beats you, I will be amazed. We got EC, East Coast.
Right there.
Thank you.
Show with him. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, I saw that, man. Stopped in and listened for a little while. Richie, what's going on, my guy? Thank you, sir. Where are you at? We're right here, man. Sorry. Fashionably late as always.
You know.
Eagles fire director of scouting. What the fuck? You mean Casey Waddle, right? What the heck's his dad's name? It's Eric, right?
No, Eric's a former player.
No. I'm talking about the guy that was at the podium the other day. With Howie and Nick. That's his dad, Casey's dad. Our lead scout. The one that Pittsburgh was looking at. Andy Waddell. Sorry, Andy. Casey is Andy.
Yeah.
And Casey's the one that got fired. Andy's actually
I thought what he was referencing was the fact that the player personnel just got picked up by whether it's Cleveland or Denver. They picked up one of our personnel. I thought that's what he was referencing.
Yeah, no, I think they fired Casey this morning.
Oh, that I did not know. I did not know of a firing.
Yeah, he said Howie and Jeff were trying to take all the credit for the draft. It's a team effort, man. We know that.
Yeah.
We're not stupid. They might take us for dummies, but we're not. We know it takes everyone.
I'm pretty sure Coach Gannon had a say, especially when you look at the pick Jordan Davis and N'Kobe Dean.
Yeah. Yo, what's going on, Key? Appreciate you, and shout out to her, by the way. She takes care of my intro. She takes care of the East Meets West intro, and a lot of other people's. So
my other intro on the big ticket.
Oh yeah, yours. Yep.
Listen, she's a master when it comes to creating intros. A hard, diligent worker, and a great personality on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, man. In fact, you know what? I will send you it real fast. I'll get you in on this conversation before we open it up. I would love to have a third person up here for this because I know me and Vic, we tend to agree a lot on most things. So it would be good to have a different perspective.
Honest, outside perspective, someone who is unbiased, not an Eagles fan.
Yeah, what he said. Shoot. 1 second. Go ahead, talk real fast or say something.
All right. Well, while we're trying to get this technical difficulty on hand, yeah, man, there's been a lot going on. Let's just talk about this. What happened from last week? Last week on East Meets West and on Big Ticket, we had reported that Tyrann Mathieu was close on a deal. Now it was a soft deal. I even said that there's a possibility that another team could come in. It looks like that may have happened now. I say may because until the ink is signed and it's on a dotted line, he's not done it yet. So there's a possibility again, just like the Eagles. I would consider it a soft deal also, if you want to say that. But it's a possibility that he's going to sign with the Saints. Now again, signing has not been made yet, but from what it said, it's imminent. But like I said, until then, you never know if an offer can come over. Say Howie Roseman's feeling a little frisky, wants to offer a little more than the Saints. You never know if that changes his opinion. But for right now, it looks like the Saints are the team that Tyrann Mathieu has decided to go to. But, again, we'll see more when time comes.
Yeah, no. Listen, man, I thought it, all this offseason, I could tell safety really wasn't a high priority. They were only going to go so far. You could tell CB2 really wasn't a high priority, and so it shouldn't be, man. Listen, I am one to believe that Epps has something. Truly, I am. He showed a lot of improvement last year in his third year, and I think he's got a lot more to give yet, So I really like that talent there. He's young, he hits hard, and he's smart, and he seems to be at the right place at the right time a lot. And then, listen, you go out and you draft McPherson last year. You trade for Tay Gowan. You bring in Josh Jobe and Goodrich, and, you got Vincent Jr. Why you don't want to bring in a veteran corner at this point, man? You got to let these young guys battle it out. You got to start. Oh, wow, I just lost what I was saying. Holy crap.
You don't want to bring a veteran corner in.
No, I know. The wording, though. I want to see us start producing our own talent. Yeah. And we got a lot of young talent at CB2. And like Darius Slay said today, man, he's not going to be around much longer. Like, you might have him 2 or 3 years yet. These guys need to start stepping up because somebody's going to have to take his role. Whether it's Gowan, whether it's Fearson, or any of these other undrafted free agents. So you automatically need 2 of them. So these guys have to battle it out, man. We need to start producing our own talent. We need to start developing our own talent and stop getting everyone sloppy seconds. So I like the idea of these young guys going for it. Because here's the thing, man. When you look at this defensive line, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Hargraves, BG, Riddick, Sweat, Barnett. dude, these quarterbacks are going to have to get this ball out in like 2 seconds because this is not a defensive line you're going to want to play with, right? Which means you can afford to have a weak spot at CB2 because we play a lot of zone. So your eyes can always be forward, which means these young guys will be able to react faster. And quarterbacks are more likely to screw up whenever they don't have time. So we can take advantage of these two little soft spots in our defense, aka CB2 and safety, that we couldn't do last year, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you were saying, I don't think it was that they didn't value the safety position or cornerback. It was just that they may have been comfortable with what they had, so that way they just played the draft and see what would fall to them. And you also have to think, you still have free agency. There's still safeties like Devin McCourty that's out there. You know what I mean? You still have other options. The Eagles may be, going for Epps and may think he might be the guy, or they may want him to battle it out with Wallace, with
Yeah.
Kayvon Wallace. That remains to be seen because that's going to be a fierce battle at training camp so far. And as you mentioned, cornerback 2 position. You have Tay Gowan, you have McPherson, you have Vincent. Those 3 are going to be fighting for a spot. Right now, it looks like McPherson has, the upper hand. Gowan, he was someone that was traded for last year. Looks like the Eagles have high hopes for him. That's why they traded for him. So he's going to have to be the guy that, beats out McPherson. It's McPherson's job to lose right now. We've all seen when he was in last year, his experience wasn't that great, but, it was commendable. The kid came in there in bad circumstances, and he played decent for what it was. Now,
And bro,
this
he's
year,
never going to get great if he don't play.
well, who? For McPherson?
Any of them.
No,
McPherson,
McPherson did play.
Gowan, any of them. They got to play to get better, right? You need
Oh,
game
yeah,
ready
yeah.
to get better.
Definitely
So,
have to play.
so us going out and us going out right now and getting like Joe Hayden or Xavier Rhodes or any of these guys who are vet and old, you're only stalling the production of these young CBs. I mean, dude, think about it. Look back a couple of years ago. Did we have this potential at CB?
Oh, no.
No. So you went out and you loaded up on CB, then you might as well use it. Because at this point, if you're not going to, then it's just a waste.
Well, yeah, you do have to see what you have out of the 3 because, like you said, Darius Slay isn't going to be here forever. He's getting longer in the tooth, and you're going to have to see if someone can replace them. And if they can't, then you have to look to next year's draft, which you do have 2 first-round picks. You could invest in corner. For right now, you have to evaluate what you have. Hey, what's good, my guy? Thank you for coming through.
What's up, Dante?
How's it going?
Going well, going well.
Like, for instance, man, if you look in the draft this year, most of the teams that took like running backs and safeties already had an established team. You know what I mean? Like they had, because safeties and running backs they're not as high valued these days as what they used to be, in my opinion, at least. So whenever the teams like, for instance, like Baltimore and the Rams and Kansas City when they had Matthew, these teams that were established, they had better safeties because they could afford to go out and get those guys because every other position was pretty much held down, But you look at us, we had other positions that needed filled. The Giants had other positions that needed filled. Washington, none of those guys got safeties.
Yeah.
The high talent ones, none of them did. I mean, the Giants could have had Hamilton at 5 or 7, but they skipped him. So that's what I'm saying. And I don't know what Wallace has. In fact, Wallace has failed me miserably. In fact, shame on you, sir. You've made me look bad, and I don't like looking bad. But Epps has shown me a lot, and you got to let these guys battle it out, man, because you have to see going in the next offseason what you have so you know what more you need to improve.
Yeah, definitely. Dante, let me get your thoughts because I don't know if you know much of the Eagles secondary and the issues that they've been experiencing for the past couple of years, and especially what's going down this year. But you've heard the names Tay Gowan, you've seen a little bit of McPherson throughout the year. What are your thoughts on our second cornerback position?
So you have Darius Slay, Zach McPherson, Tay Gowan, Mac McCain the third. Right? I think that's your lineup right now. Well, let me ask a reverse question. Who would you put in place as your cornerback number 2 out of
Well,
those
no,
two?
I was shaking my head to Almighty's comment.
Oh no. I'm just asking a
Oh,
question.
what was the question there?
So, out of all the guys that you guys have, who would you have as cornerback number 2?
Well, listen, man, I'm a huge fan of Tay Gowan. I wanted Tay Gowan whenever last year in the draft in the third when we didn't take him. Okay,
Right.
but I do like McPherson. Between me, either one of those guys can handle it. Between Tay and McPherson, either one's fine. Best man win. That's what I got to say to that, man. May the best one win. But I like Tay a lot.
So, I just remember Tay Gowan being at UCF and lighting it up there.
Yeah,
And then you guys traded for him, and I
he
believe he was
was in
with the Cardinals.
Arizona. Yeah,
Yeah, he was with the Cardinals before, right?
yep. And
So I
he
said,
started a few games there, I believe, maybe like two or three.
yeah, I don't think he played many, but
Yeah.
if former, I think he was like the 5th or 6th round pick or something like that. But I mean, obviously the best cornerback that you have is Darius Slay. But like
Oh
I
yeah.
said, you don't bring in Tay Gowan for no reason. I think at this point, and you guys didn't beef up at all in free agency. You guys didn't beef up at all in trades or the draft. So
Yeah.
I'd say that you put that guy on the pedestal. He's still young. Um, you know,
24, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
something. Yeah, he's 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's 24. So you pair him up, see what he's about. I'm all about the guys that if you put a lot of stock into them as far as trading for them and doing something in return, just don't have those guys just sitting the bench. Um,
And I mean, you
you know,
did give up Zach Ertz for him as well. I mean, to
yeah,
me, that means something. You know.
exactly, and that's the other thing. And Zach Ertz did really well with the Cardinals. He fit right
Yep.
in just like a glove.
Yeah.
So I say you put him up. Zach McPherson, he's probably just going to have to take a seat as your third place guy, right?
And I'm
Before he
okay
goes to
with
practice.
that. Let him learn. You know, let
Mm-hmm.
him learn because, like I said, 2 years from now, Slay's retiring, bro. So McPherson can step up then and do what he's got to do. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what's your analysis of Zach McPherson though? Since I mean, really and truly, Tay Gowan is the newest guy to that secondary.
Mm-hmm.
So have you? I mean, from what you guys seen as Eagles fans, are you guys checked out from what you've seen?
No,
Or you just like,
I love McPherson, man. Listen, this kid is fast. Like he's the only guy on special teams that I always saw at the ball first. Like he's super fast. Okay.
yeah,
I believe he also is very physical. He likes to be handsy. I'm okay with that as long as you don't draw too many flags. You know,
right,
some refs let you be handsy between wide receiver corners, others don't. So it all depends on the game. But I love the way he plays. He's aggressive, and I don't mind that. You know, but Tay's the same way. Now Tay, I don't believe is as fast as McPherson,
mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure about that. It just seems like McPherson is a little faster. I won't lie.
Well, the Giants have. So this is my suggestion, right? So you obviously got a guy. Both of those guys were chosen later in the rounds of the draft that they came out in the same draft. Not spectacular, but you've seen what you've seen with Zach McPherson so far, and Tay Gowan's the journeyman. So I think in your guys' case, with how young that team is, I'm all about depth at the end of the day. And what's
Yeah.
the name that's been floating around there a lot is James Bradberry from the Giants. You could possibly get him for they're just wanting to get rid of him. So I'm not sure who you would have to give up to trade or anything like that. They want to get rid of him. So I think that's the guy that you bring in, and he's used to that division too. He's played against the Eagles, twice a year so far. With those same weapons. So he's gonna fit. I think he'd fit right in. You see it all the time. People trade within their divisions all the time.
I
I
know, but
mean,
would you really take Bradberry over Tay though? I mean, I get it. He's been in a little longer, so he does have a little bit more experience. But, I mean, when you look at upside, though, Bradberry, I mean, they're not going to get rid of Bradberry for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, if he was good, he'd be there. So, like, wouldn't it just be easier to just go with the unknown rather than go with someone who you already know is kind of mediocre?
Well, the James Bradberry that we saw in Carolina has been a lot different than the James Bradberry that we were seeing with the Giants,
Right.
for
A
sure.
long time ago.
So, but I mean, think about it too. It might be mutual. It might just be one of those things. I mean, you've seen players that are just like, I can't play in this. And Dominican Sue is one of those guys. I can't play in this
Yeah.
defensive scheme. You know, just let me go. Let me get somewhere else too. So, I mean, I see what you're saying, but you know, they all didn't have a great year last year. The Giants suck.
Yeah, yeah.
My issue with Bradberry is he had an issue the year before that too, where the Giants literally had to change their defense just so that way it suited him because he was a big liability on that defense. As
Like,
a two, Bradberry sounds okay. As a number one, he can't handle that. But I'd like to see what we have out of Tay Gowan and McPherson. If Bradberry comes at a good price, then by all means, put him on the team. The more, the merrier. They all can compete, you know, in training camp. But right now, I'm looking at trying to see what I have out of Tay Gowan and McPherson first.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. Like, when I look at it, I really like what we have. I truly do. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, Nelson last year, I get it. He was better than what he looked. You know, I even said that. I give him props. He actually was quite better than what he looked. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good. You know, he
Right.
was right in the middle. But that showed me something. I can't stand that type of play anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that patient dude anymore. I want that guy who's going to get up in your face, be aggressive, and make you fight for every inch you get on that field. And I don't think Bradberry's that guy. Tay's that guy. McPherson is that guy. But I don't think Brad's that guy.
But I think also when you look at a cornerback like that, you got to think about what he has. He only has a 1-year deal. So is he really going to go out and thinking that he's going to get another contract, or is he going to save himself, hopefully not get injured? You know, there's a lot of thought process that goes behind that 1-year contract for a player. So it all depends on what you're getting out of them. And that's the thing that we have an issue. We can't keep getting players on those 1-2 year deals because that's what you end up having.
Well,
So,
hey, can somebody pull up Bradberry's stats for me for last year? What was he?
yeah.
Does anyone even know?
He was very
Because
good.
I honestly don't know.
Like I
I'm
said,
just
number two, I think
based
he
on
would work
what I
out.
see, you know.
As a number two, he'd probably work out. But again, as the number one corner, no, he can't stick the best guy on the field.
So you're going to
last
keep him as
year,
number one, but then you need to have Tay or McPherson go to number one when Slay retires because you're automatically saying he can't handle number one, but number two, fine. But how's Tay and McPherson going to get the number one if they're not playing? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
no, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying if the Eagles look at that route that they want to get someone in free agency and Bradberry's that guy, yeah, like I would say, it makes sense for him to be a number two guy compared to him going off and trying to be the number one on another team. I don't think he was ever that talented to be the number one.
he technically had a better year than he did in 2020. 47 combined tackles, 4 interceptions, 2
Patrick
fumble
Graham understood him
recoveries.
more.
So, well, and then he didn't stick to one side either because I think the year before they just stuck him on the left side and kept him there.
Yeah.
Let me give you a couple names. So we got James Bradberry, but out of these other 4, I think one of them, they're all free agents. But I think one of these guys could definitely make an impact on your team and would be very fun to watch. And I think he's still got some juice in the tank. So we got Trey Waynes, who's currently an unrestricted free agent for the Bengals. Kyle Fuller's name has been thrown out there. Who knows if he's going to get re-signed from the Broncos. Then you have Xavier Rhodes from the Colts, and then A.J. Brown that's currently on the Panthers. There hasn't been any moves made on those guys. Who would you rather to have on the Eagles right now?
It depends on what they're asking for too, though, because they're all going to get different amounts.
They're all, to be honest, all 4 of these guys are, they're not
Because I
young
figured
guys.
Xavier Rhodes would probably be the most expensive.
Xavier Rhodes would be the more logical, to be honest, because he's already been with the Colts, so they have familiarity with him. That's the only thing I can see, and that's the one that they would probably bring in.
I think Kyle Fuller would be really cool for
I like
you guys
Fuller.
to get. Former first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, has, you know, he's of course at his age he's had kind of a fall off, but
yeah,
you know, who would you rather pair up that, you know, bring in a rookie that's going to help get takeout and you know, Zach McPherson where they need to be? I don't think Xavier Rhodes is really. I mean, I see why you say that though. AJ Boye is another interesting one too, but he hasn't been the same since he had Jalen Ramsey leave Jacksonville, or when they both.
Yeah, and plus, man, you got to also think too. I mean, what if Josh Jobe's got something? What if Goodrich has got something? You know, these guys, even though they're undrafted free agents, there's a lot of people who are undrafted free agents who probably shouldn't have been. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we have so much young talent at CB2. It just makes no sense to bring in a vet. It really doesn't, because all you're doing is just stalling.
Well, I will say this. At the moment, I say you evaluate what you have, because it does
Sure.
make sense. If in training camp you see that they can't handle it, you're going to
Then
need to
bring
bring someone in.
For
So
sure.
right now, I say you evaluate, but always have that option open.
Mhm.
But see, even though to a point, if they can't handle it, but the potential is there, and all it takes is game reps. I'm okay with that though too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but one of the
it's
problems that the
interesting.
Eagles have is, like they're okay with going into a season lacking at a position. We know
Yeah.
for years we went into seasons knowing that our linebacking core is not good at all. At that, it's college at best. It was a linebacking core that we had back there.
I don't think
So
AJ
the Eagles
Boye
are
is.
fine with going into a season lacking at a position. Cornerback at number 2, they'll be fine going into it with Gowan or McPherson. That's my only issue, that they wouldn't want to look for a free agent.
Yeah, Chris Harris Jr. He was undrafted. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's a little older, isn't he?
Yeah. No, he was just using him as an example of
Oh, I'm about to
people
say.
let it pan out. You know, because who knows, man? You might have something in Josh Jobe. I actually watched some of his film. He's not bad. You know, I even watched some Goodrich. But the one I'm really interested in, man, is Britton Covey. That kid is going to be a monster. Like, what did he have? 17 kick returns in 2 years. He holds that record or something like that. It was like 12 or 17 something. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah,
It was
that's the.
ridiculous.
What's that? Is that the kid from Utah?
Yeah,
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 with the receiver. Little
yeah,
less
dude. He's like a
special.
little Adam Humphries, but faster.
Mm.
Hey, he can take care of special teams, move Jalen Rager out the way. Another thing he
Hell
won't
yeah,
need to do.
dude. If you can get 17 kick returns in the NFL in 2 years, I will bow to you, my guy.
Yeah. There's certain dudes you don't kick to either.
Right? And I hope he becomes one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still think we need to get a veteran safety. I think that's something we have to invest in. I don't think we can go into the season with what we have.
Is Edmonds still available? The
No,
Steelers?
he's fine.
No, he
I
resigned
think
for like
He
the
yeah.
did?
Jets.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really was liking him. He would have
I
been a
put a
nice
list
young
not that
talent.
long ago of who was available. I forgot who it was though. But it's only like 3 safeties that are that are decent that you would want to bring in.
I agree with Richie here, man. I believe it would be Xavier Rhodes if it's going to be anyone. Because, like I
Well,
said, he Colt.
they've had talks. They tried to trade for him before. So,
Yeah,
he's been on the radar.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I,
these guys too have been free agents for a little bit. I don't think, hypothetically, I don't think the Eagles are going after any of these guys because they're up in age too.
yeah.
Technically, James Bradberry's only been in the league for like 5 years or something like that. So yeah, you're gonna take the younger guy that's been getting turnovers. These guys aren't necessary. They probably have 4 or 5 interceptions between them combined at this point.
Yep. I can't really say that though, Papa. We'll talk about that when you come. In fact, you know what? I'll just drop the fucking link. I don't care. We've been on here a while.
Chat, see who wants to come through.
But no, listen, man. Let me get you guys' take on Jordan Davis real quick. Now got him at that 13th pick. What do y'all think?
Jordan Davis wasn't a bad pick for you guys at all. When I thought about it, and it's just I've always kept this word about the draft. You draft for the future, not for right now. So you have Fletcher Cox, who's, say what we want, he's kind of in a limbo stage with you guys. That you went through the controversy of him not knowing, or the Eagles not know if they wanted to keep him or just let him ride out. So you're dealing with that, but then also you bring in the next best thing that fits that defensive scheme, that cover zone scheme, which is predicated on stopping the run, and he does just that. So to me, it was smart because I looked at it like the Kenneth Gainwell thing. Even before he got drafted to the Eagles, what we were saying on our show was like, he's got a lot of tread on the tires because he didn't play all the time. Jordan Davis is the same
Pierce.
way. David Pierce is the same way. But yeah, those guys didn't play all the time. You had Jordan Davis who played like 38% of the snaps. So you guys are going to get somebody fresh that's going to be able to come in and kind of test the waters. I would not be surprised if he played a lot of the preseason just to get the experience.
So I heard a story about that real quick, and I just want to kind of put this to bed. A lot of people were worried because of his snaps, how you were saying. So at Georgia, because almost all their games they were blowing people out, they would actually sit there and rotate their younger ones in because they were afraid that their younger players would actually transfer out of Georgia because they weren't getting playing time. So they were actually using their young guys in like the second half of the game to give them playing time just to keep them in Georgia. So half the time when he wasn't in, it was because the younger guys were getting their time and opportunity. So that makes me feel better.
That's interesting because Jermaine Johnson did transfer away from Georgia to come to Florida State because of that same exact reason. He wanted to get more playing time. Think about the 2020 Ohio State team that was blowing people out. The only reason I will put it set in stone right here if you just go watch. The only reason that what's his name?
Jameson Williams.
No, what was the quarterback at Ohio State?
Fields?
Yeah, Justin Fields. The only reason that Justin Fields didn't win the Heisman that year is because they kept taking him out at halftime. Because they were smashing teams. Because if you go look at his stats versus everybody that was up there, including Jalen Hurts and the rest of them, he would have won that year if he would have stayed in. But they pulled him out and put a lot of those younger guys in. Who were all those younger guys? The Chris Olaves and the Jackson Smith-Jigbas and the Garrett Wilsons of the world. Like, that stuff is important. And if you're smashing teams, it's a really smart move. But now we got to throw in the NIL stuff too, AK. To be completely honest with you, so
we got to throw in the NIL too.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But yeah, I mean, you got to do that type of stuff to keep those guys on the team and keep them. Keep them feeling like they're important. So,
yeah, man, because Georgia wants to stay.
There's gonna be a booster, some other college offering you something to come over there.
Yeah, and Georgia wants to stay dominant on their defense. Obviously, they've worked hard to get to this point, so they're going to try and do whatever they can to keep it that way. The more people they lose, the less dominant they become in the future. So got to keep them happy.
I think that defensive dominancy in the SEC just rotates between LSU, Alabama, and Georgia.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Clemson got in there once or twice, but it's usually between those three.
So you like to pick then, Vic?
It used to be
Jordan Davis. Listen, I love the Jordan Davis pick. I thought it was something that we needed. We know Fletcher Cox, again, he's not going to be here next year. The guy's not doing the things that we need him to do. His first thing we needed him to do is take up double team. Cox, he does take double teams, but he doesn't do anything with it. It looks like he gets lazy off the line. So with Jordan Davis, I think he's going to be a great addition. Also, the fact that he's a run stuffer, I think that's going to help us out a lot because a lot of teams used to run all over us. Jordan Davis is going to help stop that a little bit. So I think it was a great move.
Now, do you guys want to know my biggest worry is for the end of the year?
What's
All
that?
right, I'm going to tell you. First off, I don't believe Jordan Davis is going to be a full-time starter. For the first year, he's going to be a rotation behind Fletcher Cox, so he can learn from him. All right, you're not going to you're what's that?
I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And that's the way it should be.
Same thing with Milton.
So,
rotation between them.
And then
And
you got
Hargrave.
Big Mill rotating over with Hargrave.
Well, yeah, but
Yep.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to be like Davis and then Milton, all that stuff.
So what I'm saying is a lot of people are going to look at the end of the year, and I might be wrong here. I might be overshooting, but I feel it's going to happen. Listen, I understand at 13 we had Davis and we had Hamilton. I am going to tell you right now, Hamilton's stats will be better than Jordan Davis's stats at the end of the year because Baltimore is probably going to use him a lot more than what we're going to use Jordan Davis. And then a lot of people are going to turn around and look at that and be like, man, we should have taken Kyle Hamilton. See, I told you, blah, blah, blah. Jordan Davis is a 2 to 3 year guy, like year 2, year 3. That's when you're going to start seeing the effects of this pick take hold. Not much of this year.
Yeah,
So
that's what
don't
I'm gonna say.
jump. Don't just think because he's not up there this year, he won't be there in the future. That's all I'm saying.
Kid's
That's
only
gonna be-
22.
Well, it is. Don't sell him short either, because
Guys
don't
that
think
are-
that even though he'll be in there for a little time, he still won't be making spectacular plays.
That's how I feel about Drake London too. Like being with the Falcons, kid's only 19 years old. So if people start criticizing this dude right away for inevitably they're gonna say this dude
That's fair.
sucks balls if Mariota doesn't get the ball to him. That's not gonna be his fault. I mean, he absolutely got drafted to a team that's not going to utilize him correctly at all. Now, I believe if Matt Ryan was still there, as much as I
They're
dislike
making a
Matt
team
Ryan,
full of giants over there in Atlanta.
yeah, well, as much as I like Mariota,
They got
but
3
as much
guys
as
over 6'5" for the receiver core.
but they have a whole bunch of nobodies too.
Not a nobody.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, what's his name? Drake London, man, he's gonna have to be an important part of that puzzle, and he's gonna get frustrated really, really quickly if he's not getting the ball because he's gonna be like, "Why'd you draft me so high?"
So
Well,
if
the
you
thing
were
is, he's going to have to fight attention with the tight end now, because you got
Yeah,
Kyle Pitts
it
over
is.
there, who had high
man.
receptions last year.
grown ass
You got to
man.
keep on feeding him the ball.
Mm-hmm. And
But I think I think within Arthur Smith's offense, he's had AJ Brown, Corey Davis. He's had what's the kid that's now he's with New England, Jonnu Smith. So he knows how to spread the ball around. It's just with these young guys, they're going to need time to acclimate themselves.
Yo, what's good, Further? Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for stopping in. Shout out to the 10 in the chat. Please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you subscribe to everyone's channel in the East Meets West and all the ones here on the panel. Appreciate everyone coming in. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
you guys.
I've actually wanted to ask this question with you guys because this is the one that throws a lot of people off this division right here. You got Bengals, Steelers, Ravens, Browns. How do you guys feel about this position, and where do you think these teams are going to lie? Since Richie's asking,
I would honestly switch. I would switch Ravens and Steelers.
you're out your mind.
The only reason why is because, I need to see who starts with. I need to see if they're going to throw Pickett in the fire, if they're going to rock with Trubisky. I need to see who they're dealing with.
Trubisky.
I got Ravens going first, man.
That's what my dad always called him.
I got Ravens first, Steelers second, Bengals third, and the Browns fourth. The
I don't
Bengals
even
had
have
a
it.
terrible draft.
I don't have the Steelers in second, though. I got them in third.
Can I ask you guys why? Because we had this conversation
I don't
on my
know.
channel the other night, and I want to hear y'all's reaction after I say what I say. But go ahead. Why do you have Steelers third?
To say.
Well, who has the
I
Steelers?
don't even know if I have them third, man. I was calling them last night. To be honest, it'll be a tight race.
I think it's going to be between the Bengals, Browns, and Ravens. because you got to look at Deshaun Watson coming in with the Browns. You're gonna have that team. It's gonna be a different team, especially with their rushing attack. Then you got to look at the Bengals. You know what I mean? They came back from the AFC Championship. They were at the Super. They went to the Super Bowl. They lost it, but again, they have that team coming back for the most part. Then the Steelers, for the most part, I think with the loss of Haskins, with the way the quarterback situation is, it's going to be like last year. It's going to be up in the air. Najee Harris is going to have to carry that team again. So with the Ravens, with the loss of Hollywood Brown, it's going to weaken their offense. But again, they're going to focus on Andrews and the other tight end they got. So I think for the most part, that's actually going to help out Lamar. Let's be honest, I think Lamar Jackson's a good quarterback, but he really doesn't distribute the ball to wide receivers.
Don't get Eagles champ started.
The way the offense is set up, but again, he doesn't have the talent. So I think they're going to have to scale that back.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here for the Ravens. 68% of their offense this year is going to be on the run because J.K. Dobbins is coming back, which they did not have at all last year. There's a reason why they were able to give up Marquise Brown so early, and Rashad Bateman is that guy. That dude, he had like the second most targets on the team, and he didn't play like the first 4 or 5 games of the season. So, I don't know, man. I think with all the pieces that they put on that team, they're going to be the toughest team to stop. The Steelers, everything's going to be predicated on that defense. And I think with that being said, defense wins championships all day. The Bengals are not going to just be able to win with their... I mean, think about it, man. The Steelers and the Ravens this year, it's not going to be easy at all for Joe Burrow to do what he did last year.
Okay.
Super hard on that.
I agree with that. And I definitely think the Steelers quarterback play is definitely what depends on them scoring anywhere in a place. You know what I mean?
I need to see the quarterback position for the
all right, check it out.
Ranking.
Check it out, man.
Check it.
Y'all are tripping, but it's okay.
I wish I was.
No, you are. Listen, Steelers will be finishing in second place. All right, I'm not sure who's going to be first, if it's going to be Ravens or Bengals, but one of those two will probably be first. But you got to look at Mitchell Trubisky, okay? Trubisky is kind of Ben Roethlisberger when he was young. Ben could actually move when he was young. Not move like fast, but he could get out of the pocket. He could run for 5-10 yards if need be. Trubisky can do the same thing. In fact, Kenny Pickett can do the same thing. But you can't count out Najee Harris. You cannot count out Pat Freiermuth. You cannot count out Pickens. You cannot count out Claypool and all these young stud weapons they have on defense. And then turn around and have a Super Bowl caliber defense and say these guys are counted out. You just can't do it. This team is actually going to be a lot better than what people think. Big Ben is what
quarterbacks and Whisker Biscuit, dude. Come on, dude.
Bro, Big Ben
that thing's like a fart.
Jerry, Big Ben is what held this team back the last 2 years.
That seems like
whether you want to believe it or not, Ben Roethlisberger was the issue with that entire offense.
I don't think it's better off.
You are basing Trubisky off of a Chicago Bears shitty fucking
This is
team.
wife bias right here. That's the
No, it's not wife bias at all. She ain't even fucking here. I'm telling you truly how I feel. Y'all are going ridiculous with this. Trubisky was playing on a shitty Chicago Bears team with a head coach in Matt Nagy who couldn't tell his wristwatch from his asshole. Okay? I'm telling you right now, Trubisky isn't that bad. In fact, half the games that they won, they shouldn't have won, but Trubisky is the one that did it. He's actually not that bad. You give him a good offensive line like Pittsburgh has and some actual weapons and an actual halfback, dude, this kid's going to be good.
You're future telling right now.
That's all we do on this thing, man.
No,
I get it, but you haven't seen these guys play yet, dude. Like these quarterbacks.
I have seen Trubisky play. Yes, I have.
Yeah, but he sucks.
You're basing that off of a Chicago Bears fucking team. You can't say that.
Hold on. Just to handle this right here. When he was in Chicago, Trubisky did play well. There were times he gave lap because you got to look at that offensive line. They were hurt. Running attack wasn't playing so well also. But also you got to look at the coaching staff and Trubisky himself. There were times that he put that team in bad position. There were many games that he lost himself. I'm not trying to say that he's going to get better, but I don't know what happened in Buffalo that, made him better than his time in Chicago. I'm not saying Trubisky's bad or will be horrible with Pittsburgh, but I honestly don't think he's going to be the starter day one. I honestly think it's going to be Kenny Pickett.
Well, whoever it is, that they're going to benefit because guess what, man? They got one of the best coaches in the NFL in Mike Tomlin, man. He's very consistent. He's been there for 20 years. Okay, listen, that guy is not there for no reason. He knows what the hell he's doing.
The coach
The Steelers are always good. The Steelers are always good. Even their down year. Last year was a down year for them, and they still made the playoffs.
Coaches don't make passes, bro.
You're killing
the only thing that I can say
AK sounds so defeated.
Yeah, no, I'm not defeated. I'm just not going to argue
I'm
about
talking
it.
about with you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about with your side. You're just like, I've had it. I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
That's what I mean by
here's
defeated.
the thing
Not
about
like
Mitchell
actually.
Trubisky, because I'm like the quarterback guy, right? So
Quarterback whisperer.
you know, with Mitchell Trubisky, I have to give it to him. He's had several games where he's thrown for 4 or 5 touchdowns and then been complete trash in the next game. But what I will defend him and say is that organization with Chicago is very hard to play for if you're any quarterback. And especially if you're young and with Matt Nagy, because they are dependent on that defense first. The worst thing that other teams can let other players do is let them sign with the Steelers because they make superstars out of freaking garbage.
Exactly.
Miles Jack being signed to Pittsburgh scared the absolute shit out of me when I heard it because I'm like, we absolutely used him the best that we could, but the Steelers are going to appreciate that kid. The coaching staff is going to embrace that kid, and they're going to do the same thing with Mitchell Trubisky. They're going to bring everything that was good about Mitchell Trubisky in Chicago out in the Steelers, and the fans are going to embrace him. The coaching staff is going to embrace him, and the owners in the front office, they know what they're doing, man. I mean, this is not like a run-of-the-mill place that you go. If you're getting signed there, they truly and wholeheartedly trust you to do the right thing. So
and don't say
Joe Schubert though, because Joe Schubert's a free agent now after getting signed up from Jacksonville. They went and got him, and he was a great linebacker when he was with Cleveland. He went to Jacksonville for like I don't even know how long.
like 3 weeks.
And Dante, don't also forget that you got Josh Allen over there playing across from the best linebacker in the NFL in TJ Watt. How much is that going to free him up? Which is going to make him even better than what he was for you.
Hey, and I give Mitchell Trubisky kudos, and I'll also give Jameis Winston kudos. They went somewhere and were second and third string quarterbacks for 1 or 2 years, and they shut up, didn't say anything, didn't complain, and they learned under people that were better than them. You know how much balls that takes to do that? Like, I mean, to me, I see what you're saying, Jerry, and I see what you're saying, AK. Like, I see the bad parts of Mitchell Trubisky that everybody's like,
sure.
Oh my God, this dude is trash. But I think it's kind of like if we were making the same argument for Malik Willis having a lot of upside, you can say the same thing about Mitchell Trubisky and at least saying the dude never had anybody or never had Chicago's full support. I think we can all agree on that. Like, that dude was not embraced by Chicago at all, and they just wasted him with years with Matt Nagy. So,
Like for instance, Almighty brings up a good question. Real quick, he's like, look at Justin Fields. Are we all going to really sit here and say that Justin Fields is garbage? Because
I hate Ohio State.
I know I hate him too, but I can't discredit the kid for what he did in college. He was a really good quarterback, and some of them flopped. But dude, he is in Chicago, and Chicago did not help him last year. But I'm not as far as to sit here and say the kid's a flop.
But Justin Fields is a rookie too. You got to give him that. Like
Exactly.
You got again with all players at least 3 seasons. Give them. Now he has a new offensive coordinator. He has a new offense. Got a new coach at Eberflus. Let's see what happens now. Now, if they can't build around him, and he can't do better on the field, then we can say it's time to move on from the field. He wasn't as good as people thought he was. You can't use it as an excuse anymore. Now going forward, last year with Matt Nagy, we know the issues they had. We know the issues they had with their GM. But this year's something different. So now Justin Fields needs to step it up.
Check this out. I'll throw an interesting stat at you real quick. 2018. When I think that's the first year Matt Nagy got there. Guess what Mitchell Trubisky's record was?
I wasn't at the 11.
Didn't they have 10? Huh?
That's the year they went to the playoffs and they played the Eagles, wasn't it? The Doink year.
Exactly. That was he played 14 games as their starter and was 11-3.
11 games. Yeah, I knew.
And what was his stats that year?
His stats: he had 3,200 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and he had a quarterback rating of 95.4, which was the 7th highest that year.
Yeah, that's not trash,
wasn't it?
His overall record. Now check this out. Matt Nagy was his coach. His overall record for his career under Matt Nagy was 29-21, over 500. That's freaking impressive.
He's not trash.
That's called defying the odds.
now you got to look at a coaching staff like Pittsburgh has, bro. They are great with quarterbacks. They are great with wide receivers. They never have down years on that. They might have some shit in their back pocket for Trubisky. He didn't know, and they might unleash it. I don't know. They could do it with Kenny Pickett. If I was Pittsburgh, I'd roll with Trubisky 1 year, let Kenny Pickett sit, and unleash him next year. But that's just me.
That's what you need to do with every team that has a rookie. I'm sorry. If you playing a rookie on day one, I'm sorry. It fucks over the rookie. They don't get to sit and learn. And I know people are going to be like, well, you can see it with Jordan Love. That's just because, or you can't say that because of guys like Jordan Love is just trash. That's why.
Yeah, but unless the rookie's ready for it, because they are rookies. Like, look at Carson Wentz, for instance. He didn't start that much of the preseason. He didn't even play most of the preseason. He came in the last game of the preseason, played, I think, a couple of series, and started the first game of the year.
Wasn't he hurt during that time, though, during the preseason?
He was hurt during that training camp. That's why he didn't play most of it. But again, he came in as a rookie. They didn't have a training camp. Came in the first game, still played well.
And as much
so real quick, we got a question here from Philly Notion. Ravens safety Chuck Clark, yay, nay? Yay. I'd take Chuck.
Yay. We'd have to trade for him, but yeah.
I would take him. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Go back to that comment before that, and their defense was the best that year. If you're talking about the Bears, right? Well, I'm not going to say I can't stand a comment. Like, I don't want you to feel disrespected by saying that, but unfortunately, Trubisky doesn't play defense at all. So just because your defense did really well, and yes, it does have its perks to helping out your offense, you still have to put points on the board. You don't have an 11-3 record for no reason, and it's not because of your defense every single time.
But yeah, that year I think Chicago led the league in some offensive categories that year, if I'm not mistaken. Like they were pretty good. They were really good that year.
And when you have the number one defense, right? The offense is on the field more than the defense is, because the defense is stopping teams.
So real quick, he wants to know what it would cost for Chuck Clark. I don't know, second, maybe. What do you think? Would you give a second for him?
I'll give him a third in Rager. I know they'd probably say no, but that's what I'm giving.
A third, a seventh in Rager. I think I'm
gonna give him a fourth.
That's a fair trade. And I would just love to see Jalen Rager in a system that he'll never get the ball thrown to him.
No, that's
Well, then he's in the perfect opportunity right now for that.
That would make perfect sense.
Why do you think I threw in Rager?
J.K. Dobbins is going to be that offense this year.
No, he's going to have a good season.
Well, he has to make sure that he stays healthy as well, because we all know with the Ravens, they have
that's like
bad luck with injuries.
Yeah. No, ACLs. Get it right. ACLs. They had 3 ACL tears this year.
They should sign AK.
The rookie they had last year, who had decent, first 2-3 games, and they totally backed away from him. Then they went through the free agency and they were getting all these vets. They didn't even trust in him.
Are you talking Williams? He was injured like 2 games and then came back.
No. It was the rookie you talking about?
I think that's who it was, because it was J.K. Dobbins went down first, and then the backup went down, and then the rookie Williams took over. But then he went down like week 2.
All three of their running backs last year went down.
Yeah, and so they ended up
Williams went down.
They ended up getting Devontae Freeman, Le'Veon Bell there for a little bit, and
he wasn't really injured. I think it was Murray. An elbow injury that was out for maybe a week or so. But after that, they didn't trust him. He fumbled a lot. I got that.
At the end, they ended with Murray and Freeman. That was their last 2.
We say running backs. Let's also not forget half of the Ravens' defense was injured.
Yeah,
All of
they
the
were.
defense was injured, not even half.
J.K. Dobbins got injured, then Gus Edwards, then Justice Hill.
Gus
That's what it
Edwards,
was.
yeah, that was the second.
Yeah.
Because I remember I thought I had a good time in fantasy because I had Gus Edwards. I thought I was going to trade him for a high value, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
That's too much. That is too much.
Well, that you got to remember, man. They still have Jason Bateman, and Bateman should improve his second year. Maybe that's why they got or Rashad Bateman. Yeah, thank you. Maybe that's why they. I don't know, man. I was actually stunned about that Hollywood trade myself. But
Yeah. And listen, who would have thought that maybe one of the reasons why Arizona made that move because they already knew about DeAndre Hopkins. No one else in the league did. So in actuality, they pretty much fleeced the Ravens.
Well, think about it too. Like Marquise Brown was like their number one guy outside of Mark Andrews plays tight end, and then you bring in Rashad Bateman, who had the second highest targets when he came back. So you automatically know like you're not going to be the number one guy. And plus, where do I want to go? I want to go back to where I helped somebody get the Heisman Trophy the year I was at Oklahoma. Him and Kyler Murray are just like. I think some people are like missing that puzzle piece right there. Like they do have a connection, and now that they don't have DeAndre Hopkins there, I heard like there was a rumor saying that they wanted to start the trade and keep it behind wraps because they were informed that DeAndre Hopkins possibly was going to get busted, and they just didn't know when yet.
Yeah, hence why I said they were
AJ Brown is your number one receiver.
No one had the information but the Cardinals, and they acted fast. Hey. Shout out to their GM for making a move when no one else knew. That's what GMs are supposed to do.
So real quick, I'm taking it the Ped thing was because of his injury, correct? I mean, I can only assume that. What he got hit for? Yeah, it was because of his injury. He was trying to help it.
Well, they haven't come out and said anything, and we talked about this a little bit on our show earlier. That was one of the topics, and that was my speculation. I even asked on Twitter. I said, "Does it change your perspective if he was trying to do something to accelerate healing from that injury? Because remember, he was injured a lot last year.
Yeah,
and trying to get back. But what he said in his statement was, I don't really know. I don't know. I should have probably been more careful because I'm really good about what goes into my body.
Yeah, his statement was like, in the 10 years, I've never been like.
Oh yeah, he's never been hit with one. He's never been hit.
I'm very careful with what I put in my body. Apparently not careful, and he's like, I will find out the bottom of this and share more information as it comes. He's like, this is absolute bullshit. There's something's going on. So
I have no reason not to believe him.
A protein supplement, or even have like a protein bar that he didn't even know where it came from. Then all of a sudden,
I mean, it's not like we're talking like it's Josh Gordon here. Come on,
all right? It's not like it was like we found weed in his system. It's not like that.
Yeah, it's not like Le'Veon Bell or Josh Gordon. Come on.
And also,
again, yeah, for sure.
Again, you've got guys out here hitting people and taking drugs, but Calvin Ridley gets suspended for a whole year for gambling.
Yeah, and future, I'm gonna have to agree with my boy Philly Notion, man. I'm just gonna take that as being a smoke screen. I thought Pittsburgh was taking Malik Willis as well, but it didn't end up that way. And then I was completely mind blown when Atlanta traded up for Ritter and took Ritter over Willis. So I obviously don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So don't listen to me anymore.
Yo, check it out. To back that up, AK, don't even feel bad because all of our mock drafts were wrong. Everybody that ever did one, nobody was remotely close to thinking that anything was going to happen this way. You might have had like 2 players that were right in the first round, but what is that? It's still failure.
Right?
2 right out of the 32.
Right?
Hey,
still failed.
One of my players that was drafted, it was mocked for the 7th round, became our 2nd round pick. So who goes to, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? Whatever we mock, like I always said before, whatever anyone mocks, whatever anyone thinks is going to happen, never happens that way. You mean like every year we talk about there's someone that falls in the draft. We never know who it is.
I was right.
But you know,
my mock was always right. It just I was wrong at the number selection. It was 13, not 15.
Who thought that the Patriots are going to pick up Cole Strange? Nobody.
Not Sean McVay.
Didn't they? Who's that dude Thornton they picked up? That wide receiver, was that not a bad pick, or was that not a bad pick?
You're talking about the Commanders.
No. That's Dotson. I'm talking the Patriots. They picked up
the Baylor guy, the guy that broke the record for
Dr.
the 40.
Strange.
No, the wide receiver from Baylor that broke the record for the 40.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Orton something.
Yeah, which he was taken way too early. Didn't he? They grab him in, was it third or second? Second, right?
Second round, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be a special teams player.
But why? That made no sense, did it?
No.
Like,
you want someone that's going to help out Mac Jones. If you got someone running jet sweeps here and there, slants, it could expand the offense that way.
Yeah, they got him somebody to help Bailey Zappi.
Plus, let's be honest, the Patriots don't have any wide receivers. They have Jacoby Myers. That's it.
Bro, to be honest though, the Bailey Zappi pick, I'm telling you, bro.
That's your guy.
I'm telling you, man.
I find it funny because I can fully imagine Belichick pitting Jones and Zappi and be like, whoever wins is starter. I don't care if you're Mac Jones or not. If Zappi wins, he's starting. Like, okay.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the same
Belichick
thing with Drew
would
Bledsoe.
legit be like, here's your quarterback battle, fight to the death for it. Like Belichick is that.
Like Bailey Zappi has nothing to lose in his whole career. The dude went to a Division II school, then went to the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, broke the record, stayed quiet the whole time, still got disrespected in the draft, and the Patriots picked him up. You don't think that kid's gonna come in with a chip on his shoulder, bro?
Well, Randall, I don't think Cole Strange could wear 69 because that's Landon Dickerson's number. So.
And can I just shout out Drew Bledsoe? Because let's be honest, if it wasn't for him, the Patriots would have never won that Super Bowl. If he never came in the AFC Championship game, they would have been sent home. So shout out to Drew Bledsoe. You were a champion. Yes, he was. He was in the AFC Championship game. Yeah. He had to come in because Brady got hurt, and Bledsoe had to come in and won that game for them.
I love Drew Bledsoe, man. Career cut way too short.
Sucked when he was at Dallas, though.
So I got to ask you guys, how are you guys feeling about our second round pick? Jurgen
Brown?
No, that's first. No, we all know how we feel about AJ. We ain't even got to talk about AJ. But Jurgens, how you guys feel about that one?
Well, I'll start
as a fellow redneck, just like Jurgens, I'll go ahead and take this one, boys.
Go ahead.
Literally called it on Twitter. I said, I expect the Eagles to trade up from 15. I expect them to trade for Brown on draft night and draft Jurgens at 51. They did all three of that. We've all seen the video on Twitter of him literally preparing for the bull rush by moving with the bulls. This guy literally picked up a tree stump, chucked it in the air. I'm going to let y'all know right now, the South will rise again on that Philly O-line. We've got two white, southern-bred gentlemen in the middle and the left side. We got the man from down under on the right side, or on the left side as well. Telling you, the South. I fully expect to see Dickerson and Jurgens in like overalls walking into the link during press conference. I fully expect that. They say that he
both their names together without a pause. Let's just throw that out there right now.
Okay, you know what? Shut up.
The heck?
But yeah,
it's Kittle on a stick.
Kittle back in the basement.
George Kittle.
The off season. Get healthy. Pay me my money while you're at it.
George Kittle's floating. There's no gravity over there.
The Jurgens pick was a good pick. Like I said, I thought that would be something that we would get later on. Didn't know that he was going to be a second round pick. But
he was flying up the boards.
He was. But again, I didn't think he would go so high as the second. Now, it is a pick that, that was, donned by the great himself, Jason Kelce. So it was someone that was handpicked by him to be his successor. So I know that had Eagles Nations excited. But, when a kid's going to come in, he might come in as guard for the first year, then transition back to center. If it's anything that worked out the way it did with Dickerson, hey, it's a plus.
How about you, BLSG. Welcome to the show, by the way, man. Thank you for being patient.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah, how I felt about the Cam Jurgens pick, I was a little iffy in the beginning, you know. I'm like, why are we I'm like to myself, why are we drafting a center? And then I realized that Kelsey's gonna possibly retire after this upcoming year. And then once we got Nakobe Dean in the 3rd round, as I'm calling it right now, the steal of the draft, it just made that pick so much sweeter.
Yeah, no. And real quick, Randall, yeah, we just talked about him a little bit ago, man. I expect a lot from Covey. He should be our kick and punt returner, and I watched his tape, man. The kid is quite amazing. I must say, some of those punt returns he fielded, man, he shouldn't have even fielded them. No man would have done it, but he did, and he bounced off of a tackle and kept going. So I hope he can keep that up in the NFL, man. If so, he's going to be a monster. And yeah, another player projected like Dean to go in the lower rounds was undrafted free agent Josh Jobe, Alabama. Glad Eagles got him.
4th. He was late 4th or early 4th.
And one that most people aren't talking about, who I truly feel is going to be a very underrated player coming out this year, is Kennedy Brooks, man, from Oklahoma. You know, I really like this kid. I think he's going to be a nice complement to Miles Sanders. He's not as fast, but the kid is powerful. You know, he will break a 40-yard run, get caught, break another 40-yard run, get caught, you know, so.
There's a bunch of so the Cam Jurgens thing, there was a clear gap.
Jurgens, bro.
What is it? Jurgens?
It's Jurgens. The J silent.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, Cam Jurgens, there was a clear delineation between him and Tyler Linderbaum. Like, they're not the same player. I think you guys should honestly wait until next year, because Jared Patterson from Notre Dame is going to be awesome. What's that kid's name from Arkansas? Ricky Stromberg as well.
Wasn't Patterson in the draft this year?
I'm sorry, who?
Jared Patterson from Notre Dame, wasn't he in the draft this year?
I don't think so.
I thought he was.
Jared Patterson? Bro.
Oh, I think what it was that he could have declared, but he didn't. Okay, never mind.
Agreed, Drew. And no, William, I agree, man. Our roster is rounding into shape. You know, last year was our foundation. We set what we needed to set, and now this year we build off of it. So, you know, we'll get there, man. And yes, Ajayi wasn't fast, but he was effective, and that's kind of what Brooks is. You know, he's a very patient runner. He really hits the holes very nicely. You know, he like I said, he might not be a big dude, but he's got a lot of power to him. You know,
go back to William's comment real quick.
What, does one?
Oh yeah. So solid corner. One of the young guys is going to end up being CV2. Safety's kind of your biggest question mark. I don't think corner's as big as a question mark as people think. And punt returner and kick returner is going to be the guy from Utah, Brittany, and I can't say his last name.
Britton Covey.
Thank you,
Britton
Covey.
Not Brittany, Britton.
I don't know why I said Brittany. It's been a day.
Yeah, so is that Britton Covey?
Too. Free agency still around, and there's still other guys that you can possibly pick up. You still have, post June 1st cuts. There's still moves to be made. When we got Steve Nelson, we didn't get him this early. We got him later on in the season, close to the training camp. So, there's still time to pick someone up.
Why is my Discord going off?
So, listen, we see how this roster has rounded out so far now. We kind of know who the starters are going to be and so forth. But let's jump to the defensive side of the ball real quick. Whoever thought you'd get Nakobe Dean at 3? That's remarkable.
I said 2. I said I could see Nakobe Dean fall to 2. 3, did not see it all.
Like you got a top 15 talent.
Steal of the draft. I don't care what anybody says. Nakobe Dean was the steal of the draft by the Eagles, and that was a beautiful pick by Howie.
Listen,
the first day and the second day, everyone was constantly surprised that Dean kept on falling. Even when at the beginning of the second day, That was the first thing everyone was talking to Kobe Dean. Where would he go? And when we got to the third round, everyone was still amazed. Because that's the first thing when you say top talent to Kobe Dean. Didn't know where he was falling. Then we came out. They were saying that there was an injury. Apparently there was a shoulder or a pectoral muscle, whatever the case may be.
That's the reason why he fell.
Yep, was a big reason why he fell. And, he fell to us. Now, I know Dean's going to be saying, we just said before, players with chips on their shoulders. But again, he just lost out on millions because someone came out with a smokescreen. I think that Kobe Dean's going to come in here and play ferocious. He's going to play the same way he did in Georgia. It's going to be good that, he fell to us. He said he's going to be starting in OTAs. There is no issue with the injury. So, like the LSG said, he could possibly be the steal of the draft.
Yeah, no, he's
not just Nakobe Dean, but not just Nakobe Dean, but Jordan Davis too.
It would not.
What did you say, Dante?
Now, I was just saying, y'all think that was a smokescreen?
I do, man. Because listen, how many games did he miss? None, right? So it's obviously not that serious to him. And whenever we sat there and they did the physical, even our physician said it's something he doesn't need surgery on. I'll trust our physician. I will. So I'm not too worried about it, man. I think it was overhyped and it benefited us. So I'm not going to bitch about it.
Not only am I going to trust the physician, I'm going to trust the Kobe Dean when he says that, he had a second opinion. No one ever advised him that he needed surgery. Again, he's being looked at by 32 teams. I understand that, they all went, but I honestly think that they let that smoke screen go, thinking that he would fall to them. The Eagles were only smart enough ones to go first and say, let's take a chance on him. When there honestly wasn't really a chance to take when it's all said and done, because, again, he'll be available come OTAs.
It would not. Yeah. I would not put it past.
That's what I was just trying to mention.
He was the one that made the smoke screen.
Right, if Howie did it himself.
For him to, I just think it's a little suspect for him to fall to the third round and that be that much of a smoke screen. I see a smoke screen being outside of the first round and then somebody picking him up in the second.
Listen, people don't want to do their.
The fact he went that far was ridiculous, though. Like, how many people expected Kobe Dean to fall to the third?
I'm telling you, bro. I believe week one he'll be out there. I don't think he's going to miss any time. I think people are worrying too much.
Minicamp, he'll be out.
Yeah, he's out there already, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah, no, he's fine. I am literally not worried at all. I will say the one guy, and as weird as it sounds, with Jurgens and I almost said Pickens, with Dean and Davis, the one guy I'm fucking excited for to see is Kyron Johnson. That is one of my favorite picks.
I was just getting there. Yeah, dude.
I know it sounds weird because it's like, oh, well, we got Dean, we got Davis. I get that. But Kyron Johnson is literally like my favorite pick in this draft.
Because he was people left and right in practice. When you see that tape.
Because you saw him do it.
He had Evan Neal. He tossed Evan Neal back.
He tossed Neal aside like pancakes. That dude is like 6'7", 300-something pounds. And then, who else did he toss? He tossed somebody else, like Cole Strange or something.
Yeah, he had good Senior Bowl practice.
And first round like tackles out of the way, like, bro, like, I'm so excited to see Kyron Johnson.
He's very explosive.
He is so good.
That dude's a heavy hitter. I'm gonna tell you that. When he gets to the quarterback, oh my god!
And a good heavy hitter. He won't have a flag. He won't be like Barnett. It won't always be him.
He won't be Derek Barnett and have more penalties than sacks.
Bro, Kyron Johnson, like that.
Can he play a Riddick role? Can he be on the line, or is he only standing?
Originally, they said linebacker in the draft, but the Eagles have him as an edge, so I would assume. But I think they're going to mainly just keep him as an edge. Because they said linebacker, but all the tape they showed, I believe, was him at edge. And again, in the Senior Bowl, he was an edge.
So
how big is he?
I want to say he's probably 5'11". We'll probably give him like a 6 foot, but
Johnson?
No, he had to have passed.
I don't think he's tall. He's not that tall.
He had to have passed 6.
I can't see a 5'11" dude being an edge. I'm sorry.
Maybe a linebacker, but not an edge. Like, dang.
I mean, they do say linebacker. Maybe
technically an edge guy is an outside linebacker. It's just a fancy way of saying it.
He is 6 foot flat, 235. That's what
Told you,
NFL
5'11".
has.
I'll give him the 6 foot.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Because
Yeah,
I'm 6 feet.
Again, at 235, though, like.
That's good to know. He can play the Joker role as well. Sweet.
Yeah.
Nah, man. We have built ourselves a pretty solid team, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I really like the steps we've taken. I really like where this team is going.
6'1". This is so confusing.
I'm telling you, he's a smaller guy. He's about 5'11". They'll give him the extra inches just to make him look better on tape. But dead serious, he's a 5'11". You can see it when he's playing against them big guys.
You know what? And he's still tossing those big motherfuckers around, so I don't care.
Yeah, he kind of like he's a smaller version. Like I don't know, to me, he's a smaller version of like a Robert Mathis.
Singleton is not on our team anymore.
Singleton's gone. He's with the Broncos.
He's a Niner, isn't he?
No, he's with the Broncos.
I think he is.
He's Broncos.
Is he the Broncos?
Broncos. Sorry. Yeah, I knew he was out that way somewhere. Yeah. So no, we got Dean Riddick, White.
Yeah, but
you got T.J. Edwards. You got the other Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, you got Johnson and Johnson.
Patrick Johnson and then Kyron Johnson.
Patrick Johnson. Oh yeah, Patrick Johnson. I was like, wait a minute.
Remember, we got that man in the 7th round.
I know.
Oh, we're forgetting someone too.
Peterson.
Taylor. Davion Taylor as well.
You got Dean.
But can that man stay healthy, though, is the big question everybody's asking.
For Davion
Taylor.
Yeah, it is a question. 2 seasons in a row.
Even throw in Bradley, like that dude.
Yeah, Sean Bradley, like
that dude is like one of my favorite special team players on this team.
Yeah,
because he's always there. He's always there at the ball. He's always there. I haven't been.
It's just that they got to go out and do it.
Core and probably, I don't know. I don't know how long it's been since I can say we have a really good linebacker core, like a really, really good linebacking core.
Well, we have a good linebacking core on paper. We have yet to see them on the field altogether. So, hopefully, once training camp comes around, we see them gel together. We see them playing well, because like I said, this has been a weakness for us for a while now. And, we possibly have the talent that could, change things for the better. Now, for me, the position I want to see coming out of training camp is that CB2 position. I think that's going to
be exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting.
I think it's going to end up being between Goodrich and Gowan. The only reason why I'm not saying Jobe is because I truly think they're going to see what he has at safety. Because the way he played in Alabama, sometimes you would see him as that safety position.
Yeah. It could be possible. We need someone at safety as well. If we don't pick him,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like they're gonna add him to safety because of the lack of and the more depth of corner. So yeah, I truly think it's gonna be like. I think Jobe. I won't say he's a starter, but I think he makes the 53 roster. I think he can easily make the 53 man.
Let me ask a question.
I think he'll start, but.
Don't forget, Shashir is also a safety as well.
Who?
Shashir, the one that was playing last year, when they brought over.
Yeah, but I don't know. I see him mainly as more of a special, who's also good on special teams.
I feel like he didn't play that bad last year, to be completely honest.
He really didn't. He really didn't. I didn't think he did either. I actually like what I saw.
He played pretty well, I'm not going to lie.
I'm more excited with our special teams. Like I feel like we're gonna have an actually really good special teams this time. We got.
I'm telling you, Brent Covey returning kicks and punts. Like, oh my god!
Oh, he'll easily get this.
At least Brent Covey won't be muffing punts like Jalen Reagor.
No, he won't, because I think he returned 4 this year.
Yeah, he returned punts this year at Utah.
No, I'm saying 4 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure he had 4 return touchdowns this year.
Just be aware with that kid.
Yeah.
He didn't play in the SEC or the Big Ten like with those big kids. He played in a really fast conference like the Pac-12.
That's fine, but
I know we played against him in the Ohio State played against him in the Rose Bowl, and I'm telling you, Braden Covey was absolutely killing Ohio State on special teams. Yeah, but hey, my Ohio State Buckeyes still got that dub in that game. And Mitch, if you ever come through and watch this on the second time, shut your mouth.
I got breaking news. Jerry Jones was involved in a minor car accident tonight and was taken to the hospital.
Oh, T's and P's to Mr. Jones and the Jones family. Wow.
So you guys see what this team has developed into, and you know what we ended with last year with how crappy of a team we actually had. So, what do you guys, just by the way the roster sits now with AJ Brown and all these acquisitions we got, where do you guys see we're looking ahead a little bit. What do you guys see this offense and defense actually being, and where do you think we might end up? We'll just throw a might on there.
I'll start off. I was going to ask the question earlier about Devontae Smith and AJ Brown on the team, but I think it's the offense.
If you want to ask it, go for it before you.
I was going to say. I was going to say I think it's going to be better because especially with Devontae Smith, I think he's going to have a better year, breakout year actually, with him being the number 2 instead of being the number 1 guy. AJ Brown, hopefully, if he can stay healthy, because he does have an injury history. If he can stay on the field, his connection with Jalen Hurts, I think that's going to be big going forward. I think Nick Sirianni is going to be able to open up the playbook. He's going to be able to trust Jalen Hurts more with this offense. The running game, Miles Sanders, that's going to help him out, especially with Dallas Goedert, open things up for them. So I think this offense is going to expand. It's going to get a lot better going next year. I'm excited for it. Again, I just hope that everyone's healthy in order for us to be on the field.
Do you see it? That can mainly stop us.
You see us with more than 9 wins, though, right? I mean, you have to.
Yeah,
you have to. Yeah. Like right now, I project us to be between 11 to 13.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got us at 11 wins.
Yeah. 13 at our best, but 11 at our least.
I will say, what's his face? I've now lost where I'm going with this son of a bitch. Oh yeah, looking at last year, which I know we still had injuries, but last year was probably the healthiest we have been in how many years can we say?
Yeah.
So I truly do feel like the new medical team, and we can say this with Dean, we didn't pass on him because of his medical issue like we did with DK Metcalf. So already that's a good start.
Hey, that's funny how you bring that up because, again, like when we're talking about Nakobe Dean, we're saying that, he's falling in the draft because of a pectoral issue. But then when you talk about DJ Metcalf, who had a possible neck injury, he was still a first-round pick, if I'm not mistaken, or second-round pick.
He was second. He should have been a first-round pick, but yes, a second.
Yeah.
He was picked like 38th overall.
It all depends on where that team
he went early second round.
No, because
he was a second-round player.
He was in
he was the second. He wasn't the first round.
Arcega was our second round pick, and DK was still there. 51 was Miles, and then
that's why we have an issue with Arcega Whiteside because DK was still available when we got him.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, okay.
DK was in the late 60s.
Yeah.
It was Debo who won in the late 30s, because Debo was not first either. Debo was second.
Got you.
And people stop saying that you don't want to draft players from the Pac-12. Like, there's plenty of players from the Pac-12 that have done really, really well that are starters everywhere else. I hate hearing that argument, especially with the Ohio State thing. Oh, no good quarterbacks come from Ohio State. That's complete BS.
Well, for the Eagles, we've been burned. We have players like Bobby Hoyne who came from Ohio State and played for our team. So that's why they say things like that for Eagles.
Malcolm Jenkins, he came from Ohio State too.
Yeah,
he's not a quarterback.
I'm just saying in general, like the history of the school has nothing to do with how the players are going to perform.
But that's
but in all honesty, what Ohio State quarterback has truly made it in the NFL? I can sit there and say, you know what, Penn State, we have great halfbacks every year, but how many of them truly make it in the NFL? Not very many.
You're growing.
That's very true, but it's just I just think that's a weak argument. Because what school is really like a quarterback?
It might be weak, but it is an argument.
It is very factual because there's no good quarterbacks that have come out of Ohio State that have done well. But you can say
there's really none from Penn State. Yeah, there's really none from Penn State. I mean, do you count Kerry Collins as a successful Penn State quarterback? Yeah, but do we count Kerry as successful because he's literally the only one?
Well, I don't care if he's the only one. I'm going to say he was a successful quarterback. The guy went to a Super Bowl.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, they said the same thing about Tua and Jalen, and I'm like, well, you forgot Joe Namath is a Hall of Famer, right? Came from Alabama.
Damn, that is a huge.
That was Kenny Stabler
right there. Y'all seeing that?
Uh-huh.
He's the new Ray Lewis.
Hair in my mouth.
Oh, stop that madness right there.
If that comes to fruition, I'm all for that.
He plays nothing like Ray Lewis. I don't know why people are saying
I'm telling you, if that happens in real life, and if the Kobe team takes that next step and takes that next level, oh my God.
Who is going to be our middle linebacker, by the way?
I'm assuming right now it'd be Edwards.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's White, Edwards, Dean, and then Reddick on the what's its face? Reddick at edge.
Yep.
Type it on YouTube. I will look that up, man. Like I said, if that comes to fruition, that's the first time I'm hearing about it. But if that happens, I will be a happy man. I would love to have a Ray Lewis type linebacker on this team. That'd be dope.
I'll take that.
Leadership wise, or we're talking physical attributes because they don't play anything alike.
Or knowledge of the game, because Ray Lewis was that quarterback on the field.
The last Ray Lewis type was Patrick Willis. We haven't seen a Ray Lewis type of linebacker.
Yeah.
Since then.
No, and honestly, with Dean is a sideline to sideline guy. You're gonna see him go from sideline to sideline guy, or from the sideline to sideline.
So you don't put Kuechly in any of that category?
I see him like a Brian Urlacher type.
Yeah, I was about to say Urlacher too, because he's one of my favorite linebackers growing up. Like,
and I wouldn't even say that they were like Ray Lewis because they really weren't. I would say that
they dominated in their own way.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Ray Lewis was good at like everything.
Yeah,
he was great at diagnosing plays. Like he literally is probably one of the smartest defensive players that's ever played. Like he just had to look up the lineup and he knew what was going down. That's one of the reasons why he was always on the spot. Like he was a very, very smart player.
You know who's having the best career for a linebacker right now?
Who's that?
Darius Leonard.
Yes.
Darius Leonard's statistics and the way he plays, he's projected to be the best linebacker ever. And it's not even close right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't play anything like them.
You
don't hear Darius Leonard being like, knocking people's heads off. He's just a smart player.
Yep.
So it's like what do you want out of it? But I don't think
Dean
will be a freak in his own right.
Speaking of knocking people's heads off, I introduced my 5th grade class who I'm subbing for the entire week, introduced them to the glory that is Weapon X. Because we were playing football and it's 2-hand touch. And they went in, they're like, Mr. Fuchs, they're like, it's 2-hand touch, right? I was like, what are you talking about? They were like, you literally, we try to run into you and you just put out your hands and we fell back. And I was like, listen, I grew up watching Brian Dawkins. I don't know what more you want me to do. Because I would like stiff arm them and everything. I'd be like, get out of my way. Like somebody would go for the ball. I'd be on them like that. And they're like, listen. And they were like, who? And I went, sit down. I'm getting my computer. And I put on like, I'm going to see if I can find that Football Life. I'm putting that on tomorrow because they're just doing FSAs. After the FSAs, they're just watching. We literally watched the Clone Wars. Like, it was like, we're not doing any work here. Like, let's not. We watched Big Hero 6 and then the Clone Wars and played football. Like,
where were you when I was at school? I wanted to sub like you. I didn't want to do no damn work. I wanted to watch movies.
Yeah. Daniel Kelly's a freaking idiot. I know who you're talking about. He's so bad. Because Kobe Dean plays a lot like Roquan Smith is one. What's another one that he plays like? Who Devin Bush. Those are like his two comparables.
Next Georgia player. Hey, I'll take it though because they're both really good.
Yeah, they're both really good, but they don't play like Ray Lewis either. So I don't know what
he's playing like
Daniel Kelly's talking about. He's a freaking idiot, bro. I've seen his I've seen his stuff before. I'm like, yep.
I feel like I know who that is too, and I just can't like put a face to the name.
You probably don't want to.
Yeah,
you're probably
right. Stay far away from. I think Trey Lance blocked him on Twitter one time.
Okay, that's funny.
Is it Daniel or Danielle? Oh, I thought it was Danielle because I looked up Danielle Kelly and I'm getting this female UCF fighter.
I believe this guy is like a. He used to work for the Jets for a long time.
And now I'm getting a Canadian actor. How many freaking Daniel Kellys are there?
Is that serious? The Steelers didn't pick up Devin Bush's 5th year?
Yeah, they didn't.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
Oh, they're flying fancy free. They're just letting Schubert go. They're not picking up his option. Hey, man, the Steelers are under, I don't know, they're last 2 years.
I'm seeing
they've been making moves that have been un-Steeler-like, especially with their draft picks.
Yeah, I'm seeing the tweet of him being like, I don't know why Lance blocked me. Yeah.
Because you're an idiot.
Aren't they also like fed up with Bush, like attitude wise?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Type in Daniel Kelly, Nakobe Dean. I'm not even gonna watch that crap, bro. That is absolutely ridiculous. Like, some people shouldn't be NFL scouts. Like, he plays nothing like Ray Lewis. If you're talking about the leadership qualities, maybe I can get that. That's what a lot of people are.
I can argue leadership qualities because he was a leader on the field. I can argue.
Oh yeah, the way he went after, was it Quay Walker that he went after during the championship game and got him set up? Yeah, he's an excellent leader. If you want something like that, I totally get that. But Nakobe Dean was not the best defensive player on that team, and everybody keeps saying that too.
No, and again, he's gonna be like what's this? Again, it's gonna be sideline to sideline. Ray Lewis was mainly. No, he was mainly in the field, but yeah, now that I was about to say
Nakobe Dean is going to be this for you guys. Get everybody in their place, leadership, of course, and make the right tackle at the right time. That's what you guys
screens, snip out screens and all that.
And that's what we need, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say the one thing with the Eagles is they don't have that one leader on defense, whether it's a rookie or not. Because when you look at Michael Parsons, he came to Dallas, but he became that vocal leader. So it doesn't matter, if you're a rookie or not. If Dean is that guy that could put you in place, you know what I'm saying, especially be the player that he was in Georgia, yeah, I can see him being a leader, especially a vocal leader here.
Especially with Jordan Davis, like, again, you look at both their highlights, you're always seeing the other in the highlight.
Jordan Davis is the bodyguard. Of course, you got the 5'11" guy with the 6'4" guy. You need some big muscle.
Listen, man, Jordan Davis said it the other day that our defense, scheme-wise, isn't too far off of Georgia's, which he said will make the transition a lot easier, which that means it'll be easier for Nakobe Dean as well. So maybe both of these guys pick up on it a lot quicker than most.
It will also be easier for Gannon to do his hyper defense he wanted so badly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He actually has to, it is now step the fuck up or nut the fuck up. Like, let's go, Gannon. It's time.
Hey, J-Jaw's out the door, by the way. He doesn't need that rookie to push him out. His play will push himself out.
Y'all can ask this dude to block, and that's going to be hilarious.
Oh, he's going to get blown up. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be fun
like,
to
people
watch.
think it's so easy to block in the NFL. Like when Tim Tebow came to the Jaguars thinking that he was going to be able to block. I'm like, bro, come on now. You ain't going to be able to block anybody. And what did he get blown up in the preseason?
Last season, this subject came up with J-Jaw that he should move the tight end. And it was talked about across Eagle Nation. He was talking about how you can't really make that move. You can't really make that adjustment, especially for him. Even though he's a good blocking wide receiver, doesn't mean he's going to necessarily translate to a tight end. And here they go the next year, transitioning into a tight end.
Oh, hey, let me get this right. So you want to put Dallas Goedert at tight end to go out and run block against, like, Tibbs? Dude, Tibbs will eat him. as a rookie.
I don't want to go team at all. I don't think he can handle it.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like he would be out there run blocking for Tibbs instead of a wide receiver. Dudes that are way bigger than him. Tibbs would eat him.
Hutchinson would blow him up.
Hutchinson would blow him up. Like anybody's gonna blow him up.
And I'm not a big Aiden Hutchinson fan, but that kid is physical, man.
It ain't even gotta be Aiden Hutchinson. I can see his safety coming down and taking him out. Ain't gotta be anyone that big.
Dude, just fucking Andrews from Tampa Bay's team last year during the playoffs would have killed him. Or Whitehead, I mean. Whitehead would have murdered him coming off the edge there.
Yeah, I think the move to try to make him a tight end is the bonehead move. It's you trying to justify that second-round pick. Just know when enough is enough and let the kid go.
Yeah, you haven't messed up this year so far. Just count your chickens the way they are and let them go.
And who's to say he doesn't catch on with another team and play better for them?
The cap hit isn't that much for him. I mean, listen, Rager's $5 million right now if we would release him. J-Jaws is less than that. You know, you can let J-Jaw walk. He's a second-round pick.
I don't even think it's a desperation move. I think it's literally like this is your last chance. Like that's.
Well, you still got to catch the ball as a tight end.
No, I know.
What did he do to earn that opportunity? That's what I don't get.
Nick's a nice guy. I don't know. If it were me, he would walk home with a broken leg and no paycheck.
Like that guy from the Dave Chappelle show last night?
Yes.
That was wild. Did you see his arm? Did you see the video I showed you of his arm afterwards? It was facing the opposite way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me when I was playing football today. I stiffed arm a kid here.
I love Chris Rock's response, though.
Is this a Will Smith slap?
Yeah.
Man was getting PTSD, started foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, that's why, please, don't go up there and try to smack a comedian or try to go on stage, even if you're going to a concert. If you paid for a ticket, sit your ass down.
Sit your ass down, boy.
Not just that, but not Dave Chappelle. Out of all of them, not Dave Chappelle.
Oh, Dave Chappelle,
like,
I'm surprised
he don't play.
Go on and shoot him.
It's not even that. It's like, why are people going? Why do people think that it's something acceptable? Like, what is wrong with our society where you think that's something that you should be doing? Where you honestly had that thought and you acted out on it.
Yeah. Dude, people need to just learn to take jokes.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
Some people aren't smart enough. That's all it is. They're just not smart enough.
Well, I wouldn't say they're smart enough. I just like to call them soft.
Nah, I call them not that smart.
Where's Logan?
You can't understand the joke, then you're not that smart.
Release Rager.
All of Eagles
I did, Richie. I was just saying his cap hit if we would release him is $5 million. So J Jaws is obviously lower than that. I was just using him as an example. Go back to sleep, big dog. We're good. I didn't say get to the Rager.
Daniel Kelly said Nakobe Dean is the best player he's seen in 40 years. Bro,
I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this clip. I gotta watch it.
That's cap right there.
This one.
Okay.
Right here.
So he said over Andrew Luck.
Maybe he means just linebacker position wise. I don't know.
Why can't we just be happy for once, Dante?
Hell, I would have just said Adrian Peterson. I thought his career was awesome.
Bro, Adrian Peterson too. You can even throw, if we're talking about Adrian Peterson, you remember Samaje Perine when he was at Oklahoma?
Hey, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take it back on you right now. Charlie Ward's career was amazing to watch back then. FSU quarterback.
You already know.
New York Knicks point guard.
Go Knowles, bro. Go Knowles.
Come on, man. Tommy Frazier. You have so many people within that 40 years of history. I love Nakobe Dean, but I wouldn't say he was the best within that 40 years.
Can we real quick talk about how Jahan Dotson responded to whenever asked what was going on through the draft night? He responded with, "Honestly, I was just watching the Suns Pelicans game on my phone." This man really did not think he was going to be a first round.
Listen, I don't think anyone thought he would be that high. Maybe Kansas City. Maybe Kansas City was one that was him.
Yeah.
But no one thought that he would go that high with the Commanders.
28. I would have seen him 28 at a minimum, or at the earliest would have been 28.
Yeah, no, that definitely surprised me.
The best video of the draft was George Pickens, bro. Standing in front of his TV with the The skull cap on. That was the best video of the draft, man. That was better than the CD Lamb taking the phone away from his girl.
The look CD gave after he takes.
I still feel like Sean McVay's reaction to the Cole Strange pick was kind of funny.
Well, listen, guys, we're coming up on an hour, 40 minutes here. My body's starting to hurt. Some of us got to work tomorrow.
Same,
Not
bro.
this guy, obviously, but yeah, you guys got any last words you want to get out or say? Go ahead. Forever hold your peace.
I didn't prepare my last words. I didn't time.
Don't listen to Daniel Kelly. He's an idiot.
Oh, I'm watching that as soon as we end this stream. I need to see this shit.
You just need to see the fuckery now. So
Yeah.
like he's
talked me
too
into
invested now.
Yeah, he talked me into it. I bought in. I got to watch.
Oh God.
I bought into the hype.
Yeah.
BLSG, my guy. Are you there?
He is asleep.
I was say I think he fell asleep on us.
This man yawned.
Drank a Gatorade. He's knocked out, bro.
He always does that.
Listen, I told you. I saw him yawn and immediately turn off his camera and went, he's done.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll just
sweet dreams, my guy.
back
Sweet
for
dreams.
right now.
Sweet.
So Papa, what you got, man, for us for your last?
I was about to call this man. I was about to call that man.
No, you
Remember
didn't.
that Cheddar Bob?
He beat
Remember
me.
that from 8 Mile? He reminds me of Cheddar Bob. Like he gives you that Cheddar Bob vibe. Like he would shoot himself.
Bro, again, listen. If anybody is out there, and if you can make contact with Eagles champ, somebody please introduce this man to a bench press.
God, why are you putting his face on your head?
Please.
What is wrong with you?
Because we got to reenact the fuckery from last night. This will be my final words.
If anyone in the chat
Bro,
does know
East
this-
Coast.
Nah,
the
the
Jaguars
best
ain't even
one.
on the East Coast. Are you serious, brother? Are you sure
Nah,
about
the
that?
best one. The
Are
best
you
one
sure?
was the Kobe Dean was the winner of the Bolitnikoff Award.
Won the Blitzkrieg.
And at one point,
Congratulations, Nakobe.
it was the Bolitna Heisman Award. The Bolitna Heisman Award. What are we doing here, folks?
Bro, almighty, don't disrespect Logan like that.
No, oh, wow.
All right, go ahead, man. I don't
Let
know.
him know.
About you. Go ahead.
Alrighty, my last words is if anybody can get in contact with Eagles champ, give that man a hoagie, give that man some carbs, a steak, and a bench press.
And a link to Wikipedia on what the Bolitnikoff Award is.
And fucking and a globe. Get a map.
Dante, let the good folks at home know.
Let
If
it
you
happen.
donate now, we can one in
Shout out to
every
my man.
American.
Shout out to my man John Cena. He asked me if I was sure about that. I'm sorry, man. But anyways, yeah, check me out, guys. ECG. You guys know where I'm at. My Twitter has become a meme channel.
I was about to say, follow for hilarious memes. Are you releasing that one poster, by the way, to the public or not?
There's still another video that's in the works that hasn't been released yet.
Yeah. There's
It's the Pierre de
there's one.
Resistance.
There's one, but like I said, come to our channel if you want to watch some football talk. You know, I ain't got nothing else to say. Thanks, AK, for always having me on, man. I appreciate you.
That's no problem, man. Anytime. Doors open to everyone, man. That's how we roll here.
I'm just waiting for Kittle to appear. I know it's gonna happen. I'm like looking in the bottom, like, where's he lurking? Where's this motherfucker lurking?
Go ahead, Vic.
Hey, man. Let me just say shout out to Foothills and the Foothills family again. I hope you're enjoying your vacation.
Oh, he's on vacation. Nice.
Yeah, you're on vacation, having a great time. Gio from the 215, shout out to you and the fam. You know what I'm saying? T's and P's. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. For those who will be watching later, thank you for tuning in and watching us and taking the time out of your day. You know, listen to a little talk here with the fellas. But you can find me on Saturday on the Big Ticket with my guy Jerry Lee. We'll be on at 2:30. We'll discuss, draft reactions as everyone else is doing. And, we'll get into some more things on news and some rumors that have been going around. But yeah, that's where you can find me on Twitter. I'm your host, Victory. Everyone, have a great night. Dante, Papa, thank you for coming through.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Once again, appreciate each and every one of you who came on and talked tonight. Dante, Papa, BLSG, for how little you were here, man. Appreciate you. But
For sure.
listen, this team took major strides this offseason. We're all excited. We all
Proud of you guys.
feel it. Yeah, I'm proud of us too, man. You know, we all feel it. We all know it's coming. So, you know, it's one of those things where I'm just ready for the football season to start. I'm ready to see this team on this field and get to work, man, because I'm pumped. For once in a long time, I'm pumped. So appreciate each and every one of you. We still got 10 in here. On your way out, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button for everyone. And appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, this is the East Meets West. Appreciate everyone. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles are number one. Let's get it, guys.
Yeah, go subscribe to everyone's channel if you can.
God bless
My
you.
beard has a
Great night.
Hit that.
I'll be there. Please.
Mankind